Hey guys, I got time for a real quick one. I had a 2007 Nissan Sentra come in, and it had the code P2A00 front oxygen sensor, or in this case, air fuel ratio sensor. And yeah, just a matter of a bad sensor, so go to replace it. Not the nicest one to get to. Kind of went from up top. I don't know how you get from down below. I just ended up removing the hose from the throttle body to the air cleaner assembly. At first, when I was looking at it, it would have been kind of nice to remove the whole air cleaner assembly, open things up just a little bit, but you'd have to remove the computer, you'd have to remove the battery to do that, so more hassle than it's worth. Just removing the hose gave me enough room with some extensions and all that to get to this. Thank God it was not tight. Anyways, as you can see by the sensor, it's got this weird dish attached to it. The sensor that I got did not have that. So anytime I see something like that, I always go to the parts lookup and I look it up myself, make sure that I have the right part. I don't want to be going through all that hassle and have the wrong part. So sure enough, when I look it up, when I see the Denso, which is I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but this one does say Nissan Denso. Denso is the OE manufacturer for these sensors for this vehicle. So when I find a Denso part in our aftermarket lookups, it has a dish. Every other oxygen sensor, NGK, all those, does not have this stupid dish. So I can feel confident that yes, the part that I have is correct. It's just a different design. No biggie. So go to take it off and quickly encounter a problem. Before me, I have some of the usual suspects that I use for removing these sensors. You got your socket style that I really like. I went and I sprung the money on the snap-on one. I think it was about 70 bucks or so, but I really like it. It spreads just a tiny bit, so that the sensor will get stuck in here and you'll have to kind of put in a vise to get it out. But this will take the sensors out, no problem. And unlike a crowfoot style, you don't have to worry about repositioning these. You get this sucker on there, you get your harness through there, and you can just keep going over and over and over and over and over until it's out. It's about a 50-50. Some oxygen sensors, you crack them loose and then you can wind them out with your fingers. Others that have been in there a while, you got to turn them pretty good to get them the whole way. So anyways, I really like these over these style, but sometimes you need these. But anyways, more to the point of the story, with this dish, can't get that socket in there. That ain't gonna work. Let's try this one. No, not quite. Almost. Not quite. Great. All these guys are just as thick. Sure as heck don't feel like grinding any of my sockets. Yeah. It certainly ain't gonna get a wrench in there. So how do you get these out? Now, I'm sure they make a special socket that fits in there. I don't have it, and this is the only one I've ever seen that has this. So I'm certainly not about to buy a specialty socket that I'm never going to use again. So as much as I don't like doing this, I'll also use this method sometimes on ones that are really stuck. I cut the wires, then you don't have to worry about the slit, and then your thin-walled lug nut socket, the 7/8-22, shove that in there. Hey, look at that. It fits. Now I can wind it out. And again, thankfully, it wasn't very tight. I don't know even how you would get heat in there without doing damage to other things. I don't like cutting parts or cutting wires on stuff like this. Sure enough, this was a bad sensor, so it's not like it's any good. Anytime I do cut things, I always leave enough wire that, worst case scenario, for whatever reason, you made a mistake, you can at least resplice them. But yeah, for this job here, I don't know how else you do that. And then of course, with a new one that doesn't have that dish, you could just use one of these style sockets to spin it in and give it a little tweak. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you in case you're fighting with it because it's in a spot you can't really see very well. You're just going by feel. And if you're wondering why you can't get this stupid thing out, it's because, yeah, you just can't get all the way onto the nut of the sensor. So cut the wires, use a thin-walled chrome socket, and you can spin her out. Get rid of that stupid thing. Don't bother putting one of those back in. NGK is just fine. Anyways, hopefully this helps you out if you're struggling with the same problem. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.